fam. Welcome if you are new here, and welcome back if you are a loyal subscriber. Today, we are going to talk about what an emergency fund is and how much you should be saving. Okay. So, if you've ever been hit with an unexpected car repair bill, a medical bill, a sudden income loss, something breaking down in your home, tire popping, whatever it is, and you just had to scramble and really figure out where the next dollar was coming from, that's where an emergency fund comes in. It's your financial safety net. So today we're breaking it down for you because this is where every single person in the world should start. Your emergency fund tops everything because, again, you don't want to be out here exposed. You want to have a safety net to fall back on just in case something happens. And we all know, we've been here. We know things have happened when we least expect it. So let's break it down. So, what is an emergency fund? Simply put, it's a stash of money set aside specifically for the unexpected expenses. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't even really know how much it's going to cost, but you are continuously contributing to that emergency fund. Okay. This is things that medical bills, like I said, you never know when you're truly going to get sick to the point where it's bigger than just going to your doctor. Okay. Those big medical bills, car repairs, things that break down, and it could be something that's $50 all the way up to a couple thousand, right? You lose an income because something happens. You get sick, get fired, you quit, whatever the circumstances is, that is also going to be unexpected because you don't really know when it's going to happen. Okay. Something breaks in the house, washer, dryer, plumbing, all of that is going to fall under your emergency fund. Okay. It's not for the things that we're pre planning, like the vacations, going shopping, splurging. Okay. Those are going to be your sinking funds. Your emergency fund needs to be put and stay put until it is truly an emergency, okay? Until it is truly actually needed. So transferring back and forth should not be happening with the emergency fund unless it's truly time to use it. So let's talk about how much you should have in your emergency fund. Okay. So when it comes to your emergency fund, it should be broken down into two stages. Okay. You have the starter fund, and then you have the full funded emergency fund. Okay. So let's start with number one, which is your starter fund. So if you're just getting started, it's said to aim for your first $1,000 in your emergency fund as quickly as you possibly can. Okay. This is going to serve as a great first goal because it covers most of the small emergencies. And again, this is not something that we're putting into 1,000 and then we're just going to stop. We're going to continuously add to the emergency fund. Okay. So once you build your emergency fund, you are going to then be able to go heavy on debt. You're going to be able to do other things that you need to do while, again, still putting money away in small amounts towards your emergency fund. So, the reason why I say build that first safety net rather than paying off your debt as heavy in the beginning is because if something were to happen and you spent all of your money, all of your hard earned time, okay, and you put it on those credit cards, those loans, when something does happen, you're going to have to go back and use those credit cards and those loans. So that is why I push emergency fund first. Okay. So once you hit your first $1,000, Okay. That is when you're going to start working towards your fully funded emergency fund. So that is going to be 3 to 6 months worth of your essential living expenses. Okay. And when I say essential, I mean your core bills, your rent or mortgage, your utilities, your groceries, your transportation, your insurances, your minimum debt payments, plus any extra payments that you're putting on. Okay. So we just want to make sure that our core bills are cool to be fully funded for 3 to 6 months, because that gives you 3 to 6 months to figure out your next move if you need to figure out a next move. Oh, here's just a quick little tip that you can use. If you're single or in a stable job, you might lean towards the 3 month side. But if you have dependents or you work in a um certain industry where it's not really I certain, what's going on at all times, you may want to aim closer to the 6, even going up to about 12 months, okay? Because that's my goal, is to have 12 months worth of bills saved up just in case of an emergency. And that may be doing too much, but again, that gives me 12 months to figure out my next move if something were to happen, okay? So, next step, let's talk about where you should keep this emergency fund. So, we know what an emergency fund is. We know how much to save. Okay, now let's talk about where to keep it. Now, the key to the emergency fund is to have it in a safe space, yes, but you should easily be able to get it if you need it, because in emergency, we need it right then and there. Okay, so high yield savings accounts. It helps you to let the money sit and grow, like we talked about the other day, but that most of them you can get the money within hours. Okay. So that's a place where you can house it, and it is easy to get to. Okay. But it's not your bank account that you open your bank app and that's what you see. And it's easier for you to transfer it right then and there because all of that is within the same bank. So it kind of helps you to get it, yes, but you're kind of less tempted because you're not opening your bank app to see it every single time. So I love the high yield savings accounts because to me, it's out of sight, out of mind. Again, until I actually need to dip into it. Okay. Another place where I believe, and some people don't like it, but I believe that you should always have a little bit of cash as well. So I do the cash stuffing method, and I do believe that people should have some cash on hand for those emergencies that they're able to, a couple hundred to take care of, nothing drastic to where it's like, okay, I have $70,000 sitting in my house. That's just, a bit much. But I do believe that you should also house some cash in a safe area that you can go in and grab it if you need to. Okay. So, how to start building your emergency fund. So let's talk about the steps on how to start the emergency fund. So the very first thing, y'all know, this is be written all over it. Set your goal. What is your goal? And I don't just mean, oh, I want to save money. How much money do you want to save? When do you want to save it by? How much is it going to take each paycheck? Get very specific in your goals because that's going to help you to actually build your plan. Okay. If you need to, you can automate your savings. So if you're the type of person you can't see it, again, out of sight, out of mind, then what you're going to do is you are going to transfer that money from when it deposits in your bank account, it automatically goes. So when you wake up and you check your bank, it's only the money that you can actually use, not your savings, because it's already gone. Okay. Another thing is to cut and decrease what you can. Okay. This is finding ways to free up money in your budget. This is not, again, something that you just do in the beginning. Every so often, we should be reviewing the budget and saying, we don't need this anymore. We can decrease this. This is on a deal. All of this, it doesn't have to stay. Okay. So making sure that you are cutting back or decreasing where you can just to free up extra money to make your emergency fund grow even quicker. Okay. So remember, this is not about perfection. It's all about the consistent steps that you take, okay? The small steps that you are going to take is going to have you with a fully funded emergency fund. You have to set the goal, you have to set the plan, you have to move through the steps of the plan, okay? So there you have it. Everything you need to know about an emergency fund, how important it is, okay? We first want to get you to understand that an emergency fund is for the unexpected moments. We then need you to start getting your $1,000 as soon as you possibly can. Then aim for your fully funded emergency fund and keep that money safe and away until you actually need it. Okay. So drop in the comments, where are you at with your emergency fund? Have you started? Have you even thought about it? Is it fully funded? Is it almost funded? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to cheer you on. Okay. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. All right. You never know who needs this information. Until next time, as I always leave and say, y'all be budgeted. Make sure that you are healing the past so that you are able to budget the present, so that you are able to free your future.